Hi, welcome to RCD. My name is Jeff, and today we're going to do a walk around on a 2018 Salem 197BH. Alright, we're going to start here at the back corner. Inside this right here, that's where you want to put your sewer hose. Keep the sewer pipe out of the storage compartment. It keeps all the smells on the outside, not on the inside. Okay, you put it in from either side. Right here at the bottom, in fact, at each four corners you have a stabilizer leg. Okay, they are not to level, but to stabilize. You have to level your coach first. And once your coach is level, you crank those legs down and it stabilizes. It stops the rocking back and forth. Like I said, there's one at each corner. Low point drain. Red is your hot water, blue is your cold water. So if you're going to leave the coach by itself for a while, you want to get rid of the water in the lines, just simply take the caps off and open your spigots on the inside. Water will drain out. Okay? Very simple. You have about an 18-foot awning, and I'll show you how that works on the inside. It is a power awning, push button, so that makes it very easy, and we'll go over that here in a minute. You got two outdoor speakers. You have an AM/FM radio on the inside. You can play music on the inside, outside, or both at the same time. Makes it very nice. This is the back of your hot water tank. Okay? Here's your plug to your hot water tank. Now, what that plug means is, its function is, if you're not going to camp for a while and you want to get rid of the water in the hot water tank, simply unscrew that plug and get rid of the water. The reason you want to do that, because water, after it sits a while, starts to stagnate and smell. So you don't want that. So empty it by just pulling the plug. This is a propane hot water tank. There's no maintenance to it. Once in a while, open this thing up, look inside, make sure there's nothing nesting in there. Okay? This is the back of your furnace. This is where your furnace exhausts. So if you're outside and your furnace is running, don't set up a table or sit your chairs in front of this, because this will burn you. It does put out heat. So just, if you're running your furnace, stay away from that. This is for fresh water. Okay, now if you're at a campground that has water, you don't need this. But if you're at a campground and they don't have water, you want to carry your own water before you leave the house. Stick a hose in here, it probably holds 30-40 gallons of water. Wait till it gurgles and spits out at you, and that tells you it's full. There's also a gauge on the inside, which I'll show you. It will also give you a general reading of how much water is in there. But that is for a holding tank, and when you use this water, you want to use your water pump. So we'll go over that on the inside. This is the back of your refrigerator. Again, nothing to do in here unless you know how to work on it. Once in a while, maybe once or twice a year, take the cover off. Just make sure there's nothing nesting in there. You have two 110 outlets. This is connected to a GFI, which your GFIs and most of these coaches are in the bathroom. So if your outlet here is not working for a reason, go inside and make sure your GFI isn't tripped. Okay, your door, you have a door catch right here. Connects on there, and that way you can still operate your screen independent. They just click together. You do have an LED light underneath your awning, which is controlled from the inside also. Now this particular coach is wired for solar. So what you need to do, it does not come with solar panels, but you buy solar panels if you're out boondocking. And you need to keep your battery charged. Buy your solar panels, plug it in here. It's a 2 or 3 amp battery charge is all it is. It's not going to set the world on fire, but it will get you out of trouble if your battery goes dead. Simply plug it in and it's connected directly to your battery. You do have a brand new interstate battery here. It's a deep cycle battery. It is a maintenance battery, so you do have to check the water level occasionally in it. Just pop the caps off. It's just like a car battery. Pop the caps off, check the water level. If the water level's down, add water to it. Propane tank. It is a 20-pound propane tank. Simple on and off by twisting the valve, just like a gas grill. Your furnace will run off of this. Your hot water tank is going to run off of this, and so is your stovetop. Before they work, before you turn them on, just make sure this is turned on here. You can take this out and do a bottle exchange. Okay. You got a power legs right here, up and down. You got a light. Underneath here you have, unscrew this, and there's a little manual crank. For some reason your battery goes out and you can't use your electric jack. There's a crank point in here, and there's a crank inside your storage compartment. You just crank the leg up and down. This is your 7-pin wiring harness. It connects to your tow vehicle. You got 2 safety chains and an emergency brake cable, which I don't have hooked up. Emergency brake cable pulls the pin on the emergency brake. If for some reason you're going down the road and somehow this becomes loose, leaves your truck, it's going to pull the pin and it's going to stop the camper. It slams the brakes on the camper. Okay, let's go around to the other side. Okay, inside here, this is where your crank is for your electric jack, where I showed you up front. If that power jack would go out, this is where you do it. This is to raise and lower your stabilizer legs. Simply put it on and just crank it up and down. This is your power plant. There's about 25 feet in here. It looks like a dryer plug, but it is not 220. Dryers are 220. This is 110 30 amp. So 110 30 amp. Like I said, pull it out, plug it into your campground, and when you're done, just simply push it back in, close it down. There's your stabilizer jack. It's your cable satellite. If your campground you're at has cable, simply plug it in here. And this is in from the source, out is on the other side. Okay, this is your sewer outlet. If you're at a campground that has sewage, you need to buy a sewer hose, which you would keep in here, connect it to here. This has the same connection as this cap right here. Take this cap off, connect the one end of the sewer hose onto here, put the other into the ground. You have a black and you have a gray. Your black valve is your toilet waste, your gray is your sink and your shower. So the way you want to do this, the proper procedure is you pull your black first, let it drain out, and you pull your gray, and the gray will whoosh all the black down into the sewer. Keep them closed until you're ready to dump the tanks, but always pull your black first. Now if the campground you're at does not have sewage, these have holding tanks. You need to go somewhere that has a dump station and just get your sewer hose out, put it on here, pull your black, let it drain, pull your gray, it will wash everything out. Now if your campground does have a water source, a hose, this is where you connect it. Simply connect your hose to that, turn your water pressure on, and it pressurizes all the lines on the inside. Okay, let's go inside and take a look and see what we can find in there. Okay, up here at the very top, these are your tank monitor I was telling you about. The first one says battery. Shows your battery is 2/3 full. Your fresh water shows empty. Black shows there's something in the black tank. Gray shows empty. Alright, down here your water pump. Your water pump is the water that you want to pump out of your holding tank. Simply turn that on. It pressurizes the lines. You open your valve and you get water. Close your valve, it will run for a second and repressurize the line. Then it's ready to go again. Just leave that on if you're going to use your onboard water. Your water heater right here. Once you do have water in the coach, turn that on. And once it lights, as long as your propane tank is on, once it lights, that red light should go out. Let's see if it does that. Okay, red light went out, that means your hot water tank lit. I won't leave it on because there's no water in it. But that's how you tell if your hot water tank is lit. As long as your propane tank is open, that will heat your water. It takes about 10 minutes. It's a 6-gallon hot water tank. They say typical use is about 3 gallons of hot water per person. So you get 2 people take a shower, then it's going to have to reheat it. It takes about 10 minutes to heat the 6 gallons back up. Your lights. This would be your light outside over your awning. This would be your lights on the inside. This is your awning button. Push a button, it goes out. You stop it wherever you want to stop it. Now this particular awning has, you're able to tilt it from one side to the other. And let me put it out here and I'll show you how that works. The reason you want to do that is if it's raining outside and you don't want the water ponding in the middle of the awning, you can set it to run off just by simply pulling this elbow down and put a tilt on it. See, now the water's going to run this way. Now if for some reason you don't want it to run this way, you want it to run the other way, just pull the other elbow down. So that's a really nice feature. That gives you a nice water runoff. Then before you try to retract it, just push that back up, okay? And this is the point where you want to stop the awning. Once that flap comes down, you don't want to try to put it out any further than that. This thing will actually roll backwards onto itself, and you don't want that to happen, okay? Again, wherever you stop the button is where the awning is going to stop. For example, if there's a tree out there or there's a camper too close, you can stop it anywhere and use it as it is. Okay? You got an AM, FM radio, zones 1 and 2. 1 being the inside, 2 being the outside. You can play either or. It's got a USB connection, auxiliary connection. Now this is a 12-volt radio. It's only going to work when you're plugged in or work off the battery. Okay? So you make sure you're plugged in when you run your radio. Your refrigerator is a gas or electric refrigerator. On-off button. Typically you want to run these on automatic. Now what automatic means, if it detects there's no electricity, it's going to run on propane. If it knows there's electricity, it's going to run on electricity. For example, if you're at a campground, middle of the night, you're sleeping and the power goes out for some reason, it's going to automatically, without you doing anything, so automatically going to go to propane. Power comes back on, it's automatically going to go back to electricity. So that's a great feature. If you're driving down the road and you want to load this thing up with food, if it's on automatic, you're going down the road, it's going to run on propane. As long as your propane bottle's turned on, it's going to run on propane. You get to the campground, you plug in, it will automatically go to electric. So 99% of the time, leave it on automatic. You get 2 110 outlets here. You've got a standard microwave, just like you'd have at the house. Single basin sink. Your stovetop, again, propane bottle's on. Turn it to light. Take a match or a lighter, light it, and you're good to go. This is your furnace. Okay, that's where your heat will come from. This is your thermostat. Right down here it tells you the temperature. Right up here is where you turn it on and set it at a temperature. Okay? This is the back of your fuse box. You got your regular 110 breakers and your 12-volt fuses. This is also where your converter is. Your converter is your battery charger. So when you're plugged into a tow vehicle or when you're plugged into the campground, it's going to put a charge on your battery. Sometimes you're going to hear the fan running in here, and that fan is simply keeping the back of the converter cool. Everything's labeled for what it is, so if something goes out, you can read down here and see exactly what it is. You have an air conditioner right here. That's a simple window air conditioners like you'd see at home. On, off, set the temperature. Nice feature about that is if that air conditioner goes out, you can go to Lowe's or anywhere else and buy another one, put it right in. The ones that are mounted in the middle, you can't do those. You have to take it to a service center and have it worked on. This, you just simply pull it out and you can put another one in it. Okay? You got your 2 speakers on the inside. You have a carbon monoxide propane sniffer down there. You see when that green light is on, that means it's active. That green light goes out, that typically means your battery is going dead. But that thing will sound like a smoke detector when it goes off. If it detects a propane leak or carbon monoxide, it will chirp. You need to go outside, shut your propane bottle off. That will stop the source of the problem. And come inside, most likely you left the stove top on. Okay, but that's a great feature. Bathroom, you have hot and cold water shower. Toilet, where an RV toilet works, you have a step pedal down here at the bottom. Halfway down puts water in it, all the way down flushes. So halfway down puts water in it, all the way flushes. You have to have water on board for it to work, but that's how that operates. You do also have a ceiling fan in here, which is very nice. Now your table will go down into a bed. Simply have somebody sit on that side, you sit on this side, lift the table up, pull the legs out, then sit the table down on the ledge here, then flatten the cushions out, then you have another bed. Of course, you have two bunk beds right here also. Storage on either side of the air conditioner. This is your storage that you can also get to from the outside. But it makes it nice, you can also get in. So, this is your emergency exit window. You actually have two. You have one there, you have one here. The way these work, if you cannot get to that door, you need to pop that out, throw this all the way out. It's hinged here at the top. Pull that tab, it pulls the screen out, then jump out. That's if you can't get to the door. If you want to just use it for ventilation, you can do that also. But that is how that works. The same one is right there. You do have plugs underneath the kitchen table there. If you want to set a coffee pot there or whatever. Okay, this is your TV mount. You can mount a TV here. You have some connections up there with the 110 outlet. This would be your cable. This is, somebody put that in for a satellite, but this would be your cable connection. As long as you have cable on the outside connected to the coach, you'll get the cable here. That is your smoke alarm. They say change the battery every time the time changes. So that's pretty much everything in here. It's a beautiful little camper. Thank you for your business and good luck.